Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be talking about personal space and how it affects our everyday lives. So I'm going to start out with the question, and that is, how close is too close? Is that going to be maybe 1 feet, 2 feet, or does that just kind of depend on who's standing next to you? We've all had that moment when we're maybe standing in the grocery store and somebody gets a little too close. But if a close friend, for example, were to lean in, that wouldn't really be uncomfortable. The invisible bubble that we each carry around with us, that's our personal space, and it's something that we instantly notice if it gets invaded. But we rarely stop to think about what that means on a day-to-day basis. Whether you pull in or lean back, that actually says a lot about your connection with others and just nonverbal cues in general. Personal space is a silent yet powerful form of communication that reveals a lot about how we feel about others and about how we manage our social interactions as well. Today, we're going to explore our personal space zones, which there's 4 of them. We're going to look into how trust and boundaries shape them, those zones, and we're going to look at how cultural influences what kind of feels either too close or quote-unquote too far. So let's look into the 4 types of personal space zones. The first one is going to be the intimate zone. That's going to be anywhere from like 0 to 18 inches from your body. So that's going to be reserved for like your closest relationships, maybe a partner, your friends, family. That's going to be close enough so you can hear a whisper or even like feel the breath of them. The next one is going to be the personal zone. So that's going to be anywhere from like 18 inches to 4 feet of your body. And that's going to be reserved for like your kind of friendship bubble, I guess. That's going to be comfortable conversations with maybe your friends or even coworkers, like I said. So the next one is going to be the social zone. And that one is going to be for casual small talk. It's going to be anywhere from 4 to 10 feet away from your body. Think of it as if you're in a classroom or maybe even like a meeting with your peers. They're going to fall within your social zone. Lastly, the 4th zone is going to be the public zone, anything beyond 10 feet from your body. This is going to be where we interact with strangers, speakers addressing a crowd, anywhere kind of in public. So the intimate zone, personal zone, social zone, and the public zone are all 4 of them. These zones are just going to constantly kind of shift throughout our day, and they're going to shift without us even recognizing it. Like, we don't think about it throughout the day, if that makes sense. So trust and boundaries are one of the biggest factors in how much space we allow, depending on who we're talking to. If you think about it, you'll let a close friend maybe sit shoulder to shoulder with you on the couch, but if a stranger maybe sat next to you on a public bench, you'd feel pretty uncomfortable. So respecting others' personal space is a way of respecting other people just in general. When we read and honor those nonverbal signals that people give us when they are feeling uncomfortable, then that's kind of how we build trust and make our communication smoother all around. Personal space isn't universal, it's deeply cultural. In some countries, I found when I was doing my research, it said standing too close, can feel friendly and warm in some countries, where in others it made it kind of feel like that person's invading your space, which I kind of found interesting, and I've personally experienced in day-to-day life. So understanding cultural differences in personal space, that can really help prevent misunderstandings and just kind of promote smoother communication overall. So I'm going to go back to my initial question: how close is too close? Personal space is a very silent yet very powerful form of communication that reveals how we truly feel about others and how we manage our social interactions on a day-to-day basis. Today we looked at the 4 types of personal space. We looked at the role of trust and boundaries and how culture, shapes our invisible bubble around us. So next time you take a step closer or even take a step back, just remember that your silence can be very powerful as well, and even louder in some cases. Thank you.